This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. Oh, if Ken Chesebro, the former Trump lawyer, architect the fake elector scheme, thought he was going to get out from under all the other investigations and prosecutions around the country because he pled guilty in October in Georgia to one felony count in order to avoid continued prosecution there, he's in for a rude awakening. He knows now that investigators in multiple states, including, just to reel them off, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico, and the D.C. Special Counsel, Jack Smith, are all interested in talking to Mr. Chesebro about his role. They're so interested that he's now had to file a motion in the Georgia court to have Judge McAfee again amend the conditions of his release to let him travel for what he referred to in his papers filed with the court as election fraud investigations around the country that are now requiring Mr. Chesebro's appearance. Let's unpack that here on this hot take. Well, when you are the person who, in his proffer that was videotaped, told the Georgia prosecutors, in order to get your plea deal, that you not only were the architect of the fake elector scheme, but you presented it directly to Donald Trump and Mark Meadows, you're going to be awfully popular with other investigators and prosecutors, not just in Georgia. That piqued the interest, pricked the ears of people like Jack Smith and investigators and attorney generals all around the country who were looking into and trying to get to the bottom of and prosecute fake electors. Who better to talk to and have cooperate with them than a former Harvard-educated lawyer named Ken Chesebro, formerly of the law firm, if you will, the virtual law firm of Chesebro, Eastman, Ellis, Powell, and Giuliani. That law firm, the one that can now write all their briefs, or in the future, on toilet paper, for at least for the ones that are actually going to prison and are already flipping and cooperating with prosecutors. But Ken Chesebro had to, swallow a lot of crow, eat a lot of crow, and file a motion to tell the world in Georgia this week that he has to go and go test, that's hard to get it out, and go testify and cooperate in quote unquote election fraud investigations around the country. Who could that be? Let's unpack. Well, I am sure that he is in the crosshairs and is probably negotiating with Jack Smith, the special counsel in the District of Columbia, because he would love to have him testify against Donald Trump about the use of the fake electors as one of the elements of the conspiracy charged against Donald Trump. Who better? I mean, John Eastman and Ken Chesebro came up with this harebrained idea, and this is what Donald Trump allegedly is relying upon for his potential reasonable reliance on advice of counsel defense. Judge Chutkan has said, hey, let me know by the 15th of February if you're going to still go forward with that really reasonable reliance on advice of counsel, hint, hint, considering most of your counsel is either convicted of a crime, pled guilty to a crime, or indicted for a crime. May not be the law firm of Chesebro, Ellis, Powell, and Giuliani that you want to rely on or that it's reasonable to. And who better to pop the balloon and drain all the air out of it on the issue of that reasonable reliance than Ken Chesebro. So I think on his whistle-stop tour around America, okay, just picture him like Teddy Roosevelt on the back of a coal-fired train making pit stops in Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, maybe Michigan, District of Columbia. Woo-woo! Ken Chesebro's in town. That's got to send a chill down whatever spine Donald Trump has left as his lawyers, one by one, not only just give the proffers in Georgia, but get on Amtrak and go cooperate with the prosecutors and attorney generals all around America. This episode is brought to you by 8 Sleep. There's nothing worse than tossing, turning, or sweating or freezing in the night because you're too hot or too cold. Better sleep is the gift that keeps on giving, and 8 Sleep's biggest sale of the year has arrived. The pod cover will improve your sleep by automatically adjusting your bed's temperature based on your individual need, which is why the pod cover by 8 Sleep has been my favorite product of 2023. The cover can be added to any bed like a fitted sheet and allows you and your partner to cool or warm your side of the bed as low as 55 degrees and up to 110 degrees. In addition to keeping you at the perfect temperature all night, the pod also tracks your sleep and health metrics. On average, pod users see their sleep quality improve by 32% after just a month on the pod. If better sleep is on your wish list this holiday season, look no further than 8 Sleep. Until November 30th, 8 Sleep is offering listeners of Legal AF up to $500 off when you build a bundle with my personal favorite, the pod cover. Go to 8sleep.com/legalaf for these exclusive holiday savings. 8 Sleep currently ships within the USA, Canada, the UK, select countries in the EU, and Australia. Again, go to 8sleep.com/legalaf for these exclusive holiday savings. The attorney generals, like the one in Nevada that just opened up a fake elector investigation, the ones in Arizona and New Mexico, want to get to the bottom of who put those fake electors in the room to certify and swear that they were true and authentic electors for Donald Trump, signed and sealed with some sort of wax seal. Send it to the National Archives. Send it to Mike Pence by way of Mike Roman, the election day coordinator for Donald Trump, who was the mule collecting all of the electoral certificates, fake as they were, and delivering them to Washington. Who better to testify against all those people than the constitutional, quote unquote, scholar lawyer Ken Chesebro came up with this scheme? And that's what we're seeing. And I just think it's, one of the nice things. There are many nice things about our justice system, but one of the nice things about it is it's so public. We get to see the filings. They're transparent. I get to report on them on hot takes like this one. We don't live in a country of dictatorship yet. We don't live in a country where there are secret trials with star chambers yet. We live in a country where the public has a seat at the table of justice and has a right to know about information. It's rarely sealed, only under the most extraordinary circumstances, like when another constitutional right has to be protected, like the right to the secrecy of a grand jury. But generally, criminal dockets, civil dockets, you can go on them, you can search them, you can read the documents just the way I can. But what it allows us to do on Legal AF, that curated podcast that we do only on the MeidasTouch network at the intersection of law, politics, and justice, is we get to get these data points and then use our experience to value add to that occurrence, that event, and tell you what we think it means and what will happen next. Or as I like to joke, you may know what happened, but I'm going to tell you what happens next. I think that's what the value is of this kind of information and reporting. Ken Chesebro is not going to be the only one on a whistle stop tour. This is my human emoji for whistle stop tour. And if you don't know what that is, ask your grandparents. In any event, others are going to get on that train. Jenna Ellis is going to get on that train. Sidney Powell is going to get on that train. And the others that start flipping, whether it's Ray Smith, another lawyer in Georgia, Jim Trupis, another lawyer in Georgia, the unindicted co-conspirators in Jack Smith's indictment, which include Boris Epstein, who I think will be the last one. He'll be in the bunker with Donald Trump, at the very, very end. I think in that bunker with them, probably John Eastman, although he should cut a deal and get out of there as quick as possible. I mean, seriously, he's like picking up nickels and dimes in front of a steamroller. John Eastman, if you're a fan of the show, get out, cut a deal. Rudy Giuliani, he'll be in the bunker. Jeffrey Clark, former Department of Justice, in the bunker. It's going to be a very tight squeeze in that bunker with Donald Trump. But that's where they're going to go. That's the trial that Fani Willis in Fulton County, Georgia is going to try. That's going to be the last. The rest of these who knows what. 5 guys named Mo in Georgia. Better cut deals. The quicker, the better. Or they're going to end up just tied together and tried together in a conspiracy case in front of a Fulton County, Georgia, primarily blue heart beating that's going to convict all of these people. And that's what Donald Trump has to worry about. But we'll continue to follow what happens in Georgia, why Ken Chesebro went off to talk to prosecutors, and how those prosecutors and investigators used his information against one Donald Trump. We know it's going to happen. We just saw the video proffer leak of all the other people. We will know in no uncertain time what the testimony of Ken Chesebro is and against whom it's coming. Could be when the trial starts in March for Jack Smith in D.C. or in this late summer for Fani Willis in Georgia, or any number of them. But we'll keep reporting it. We only do it one place. I do my work exclusively here on the MeidasTouch Network. And then on that curated podcast at the intersection of law, politics, and justice, we call Legal AF. The title is exactly what you think. It's on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Join me there. And then on our audio podcast platforms, wherever you can get them. Leave me a thumbs up here. It helps with the ratings, helps keep us alive and moving and rolling. Until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.